Okay, guys, so now let's talk about jOOQ. So, what is jOOQ and how we use in our project? So, jOOQ is a tool responsible for connecting to the database and also creating our, let's say, our domain classes or something similar to our entities. So uh, actually, if you are a Java and Spring Boot developer, you probably know about JPA and Hibernate, but they are responsible for connecting to the database and execute the queries in the database. Okay, so jOOQ is an alternative to this, to Hibernate and JPA, right? So we're not gonna use Hibernate and JPA in our API. We're gonna use jOOQ. So jOOQ is an alternative. Okay, so let me show what we have here. Um, so to use jOOQ in our system, we need this dependency here, and we also need the plugin. Um, so the plugin is this plugin is very complex, but it's not so complex. I'm gonna explain to you guys. So I'm mentioning the plugin here, and I'm gonna explain this later. Okay. And here we are configuring the connection to the database. Uh, we do that because we want to have some new commands here. So if you see that because we added this plugin in our program, we're gonna have these two commands here. The only command you would probably use here is the generate command, and this generate command is responsible for generating our domain classes. So we're gonna have this file here, and this file is located like that because I configured like that. Okay, so here I'm saying to jOOQ where to create my classes. All right, so when you execute the command, jOOQ will connect to the database and will see the structure there. So you have to you need to have the database previously created here with your tables. All right, so after that you can use jOOQ to create your classes. So it creates some classes here, but what you really want to see is these two classes here. All right, so we're gonna have the customer class. It's something similar. Okay, okay. I know it's very different from from a simple class, but I think you could say it's like the entity of your system. All right. So we have the customers table here, the entity here, and the payments here also. Okay. And these classes have some methods, but the important part is these classes have uh, the structure, uh, the same structure as your database. Okay, so the class will have the ID, name, email, balance, created, updated, and also payment. The class will have these attributes here. Okay, so that's the cool part about using jOOQ, I think. You don't need to create your classes because jOOQ will create the classes for you. And all right, so now let me show you something that I skipped before. So let's go, for example, let's use the customers as an example. So I skipped this part of the code because I wanted to show about jOOQ now in this video. So here, for example, I'm calling my repository class here, my repository connection. uh, so here, instead of instead using the interface of JPA or Hibernate to connect to my database, I'm actually using jOOQ for that. And you can see that I have some find ID method here, for example. So in this method, I'm using jOOQ. Um, this class is from jOOQ, okay? It's from the dependency, all right? So it's from jOOQ, and I'm using this context here, this service here to connect to my database and execute this query, okay? So you can see that jOOQ is a little different from JPA because I actually have to use some explicit structure here. So I have to say I want to select from my table customers, and this table is the generated table from jOOQ, all right? So I didn't need to create my class customers because I want to use the generated class from jOOQ, all right? So I'm saying that I want to select from customers where the ID is the same ID that I received in my request. So that's how I get a customer. So this query is very simple, but let's for example, let's see how to create a customer. So in this case, I'm setting some data here. So I have to do this manually, of course. It's not magic like Hibernate, but it's okay because you have more control about what is happening here, and well, uh, you also have some other advantages, but I will explain later. Okay, so here we want to set we want to create a record. So this record is a class created by jOOQ. Okay, so I want to create a new record, a new customer record, and I set the values here. So okay, you can do the way you prefer. It depends on your project, all right? So and here I store I save the customer on the database. Okay, so it's very simple in this situation here. And after that, I return my new customer. All right. So I don't need to in this situation here. I don't need to receive the new customer in a new variable here. Usually that would be what we think about that. So I create the customer and I receive I put in a new variable, but that's not the case. I can use the customer record because when we store the customer, this variable is already updated with the new data. So the ID, for example, I don't set the ID here. You can see that I'm not setting the ID. But here, after saving the customer, the ID will be set here, will be configured here in this variable. So I just return as if I have gotten the customer here receiving. Okay, um, so that's how that's how we connect to the database using jOOQ. Okay, so here, for example, we have an update method to connect to the database. So here I'm updating in the table customers, I'm changing the balance of the customer, and I'm changing the updated at attribute for a new date. All right, so I'm uh, choosing the correct customer based on the ID, on his ID, and of course I think I already said, so I'm updating the balance, and here I say that I want to get uh, my updated customer. I want to return my updated customer here. Okay, so that's how we can connect to the database. I'm just gonna show the other repository. Okay, so just to show, I'm not gonna explain to don't I don't want to extend so much this video, but what is the benefit of using jOOQ? Okay, so I'm not a specialist about this subject. All right, this is something new for me, but uh, there is a good advantage about using jOOQ instead of Hibernate. uh, so the advantage is, uh, we have, of course, you can see that we are responsible for doing all manually. This so this sounds like something bad, but this is an advantage. You can see it as an advantage because you have full control about what you are executing in the database. Okay, and another very important thing here is that using jOOQ and using these classes created by jOOQ, you are incapable of setting or receiving some data where or which the attributes are typed, are of the wrong type. Okay, so I am literally or at least almost incapable of setting an ID here with the wrong data, for example. So I can't set an ID with another type. So here I need an UUID. So I can't have another type of value here. So if I change this to string, for example, I think yeah. If I change for string, uh, the IntelliJ is already complaining that I'm not using the correct format for this value, and this is very good because um, in Hibernate, I think you understand what I'm going to say, but in Hibernate, it's very common to you to create your query, your magic query, and only in execution time you see that there is something wrong in your query, because you're setting or you're receiving some data in the with some incorrect uh, types. Okay, so with that, I'm pretty sure that my query is correct, or at least I'm pretty sure that my database is equal to what I'm setting here, or vice versa, you know. So we get rid of this problem here, and that's very good. Another thing that I'm trying now, I'm gonna try to be careful about what I'm gonna say now, but uh, believe, or at least it's said by the chat GPT. So I asked ChatGPT to tell a little about this jOOQ, and it said by ChatGPT that jOOQ can be a little more light than Hibernate, because Hibernate does a lot of magic behind the curtains, okay, and it can consume more memory or more processing uh, of your machine. I don't know if the difference is so big, but it said that jOOQ can be a little more light and has a little more of performance executing uh, the his tasks. Okay, so this is a good way of connecting to your database. I'm pretty sure I will want to use jOOQ in some next projects. Okay, so that's it for now. So see you on the next video that we are going to speak about Spock. Okay, so see you there.